Hopefully, we're going to get to all your cars tonight, and we're just going to have a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely. The cars are the stars. You
And
know,
what-
we have two locations here at MAXmotive, here in Pittsburgh, where we're coming from, and Boca Raton, Florida, where there's another whole collection of cars. You can see some of the inventory behind us
yeah.
here. We're sitting next to a Dodge Demon, which you can't see in the picture, but
Three
we've got
miles.
some tremendous vehicles here, and you can check out the website, maxmotive.com. We have a Facebook page, and there's a lot going on all the time. Last year, we had the Steel City Nationals.
We did. We had a record attendance for the first year. Just totally overwhelming, and the people in our community, people of Pittsburgh, we just love them in Western Pennsylvania to how well they support us. And that's what we're going to redo it. Oh, okay. Do the intro again, Bobby.
Well, my name's Bobby Maxwell
And here's
here
Bobby
again.
Maxwell.
I'm the general manager here at MAXmotive, located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Also another location in Boca Raton. I'm sitting here with two of my associates, Bobby Martin to my right and Mike Tarquinio to my left. Between the three of us, we have many years of experience and love for automobiles. I'm not saying that to give our age away, but we have many years of it.
Many years.
First off, being it's the day after Memorial Day weekend, and I would like to give tribute to our past and present veterans of our great country who served and are currently serving for the United States of America. I'd like to honor them
Absolutely.
and give them honor and recognition for what they're doing for us. Not only the veterans, all the first responders. So here, let's, sorry we're a little late, but better late than never. We're going
Exactly.
to start our first virtual car cruise to try to help out, being that nobody's been able to go to their local car shows, car cruises, everything being canceled because of the COVID-19. There's other companies out there doing these shows. We decided to maybe help out in our own community or to start this so the people can show off their cars and trucks, whatever it may be.
And you know, I think Bobby had mentioned before that we have two locations, one here in Pittsburgh and Boca Raton, Florida. We had hoped to go in live with Gabe down in Florida tonight, but unfortunately they're experiencing some really bad weather. They've been getting some horrible rains the past few weeks, and summer thunderstorms have hit them again. So
Isn't that ironic, Mike? We've got 85 degrees and
it's
sunshine out
95.
here.
Yeah.
95.
I mean, it's gorgeous out here. It has been all weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah, Gabe says, you know, the rain down there in Florida hurts them just like the snow hurts us up here in the north. But they were in a drought, so I guess they're getting out of their drought now. But unfortunately, there's some circumstances where it's doing some damage to some areas.
Hey, before we get into the cars, let's talk about consignments. You know, as many people might think with the COVID-19 that business may be suffering, that's not the case at all. People being home on their computers has actually sparked business, and we need cars. Quite frankly, we need consignments.
Actually, that's correct, Mike. Consignments we do need. We encourage them here in our Pittsburgh location and Boca Raton. So if you live up north and you have a home and a car or truck down in Florida you would like to sell, give us a call and we'd be happy to help you out. Actually, people think you're asking about car sales, and car sales aren't down because of the COVID. Actually, we're doing pretty well, and talking to other dealers, they're doing well also.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I don't know if many people know how the consignment process works, but, you know, essentially you send us some information on your car, a picture or whatnot, a little description, and ultimately we view the car in person and, you know, make a decision that we can work together. And, you know, I'll let Bobby talk about the process, or Bobby Maxwell talk about the process a little bit.
First off, the people ask us if what's the fee? There is no fee to have us put your car on consignment. What we first do, we'll ask you to send a photo of your car to start our process, so we can check it over, and we don't want to waste your time having you bring it in. Then after we look at it, we talk to you more on the phone, and we'll have you bring it in. We go all over the car, we run it. Then we sit down and talk about the price and see where you would like to be to get what you would like to get for your vehicle. And then Bobby Martin here, he does a description on the vehicles. So the more information you give us, the better the description we can put out there for our customers. And so the more information you give, the better it is. We come up with a price. We'll do a percentage on top of what you want to your pocket. After that, we do photographs, 65 to 75 photographs. Along with that, we put it on our website. We advertise it. It could be the 4 top selling websites in the world. So you're going to get a lot of advertising there, not only here in the U.S. and Canada, in the U.K. as well.
Well, and I think it's important, too, that in general, from the time we receive the car to the time it's up on our website in the World Wide Web is usually 48 to 72 hours at most. You know, the photographer's here on site, and Bobby does a great job with the descriptions. So
with that, you know, we ask
time is of the essence.
Yeah, you bring your title in, we make a copy of it, and then if all goes well and we sell your car, we call you up, you bring your title back in, and within 7 to 10 days, our office will issue you a check.
And the most important thing it is, you know, there's no fee, or there's no upfront fee or recurring fee to you, and you know, ultimately, the sale of the car is the deal is your decision. You hold the title.
Yeah, we don't make that. You all make the decision. We do not make it. So we don't want you to feel that we're just going to sell your car at any price. You're the boss here. Right. What it goes for.
Nick, we ready to look at some pictures? Look at some cars.
Yeah, we have a 2013 Cadillac Ctsv that Amanda owns, and it's a cool one because it's got the vertical doors. It's called the Black Diamond Edition. It's ported. It's got a supercharger. It's got the aftermarket cams. Upper and lower pulley has been changed to add more boost. And look at this thing. Just a mean-looking ride, an 85% water methanol injection. It's running on methanol, which is like a race car. Indy cars and drag cars and stuff like that run on methanol, and this Cadillac runs on methanol. That's very cool. We're talking 800 horsepower in Amanda's car. So
in a luxury car.
In a luxury car. I'd be curious to know if she's ever had it on the track, or how fast it goes on the track, or how long of a burnout you can do with this, because with 800 horsepower, I think you're pretty much free to just fry the tires. So
beautiful car.
It is a very nice car.
Great job, Amanda. Great job.
2013 Cadillac Ctsv. Look at that thing. Those doors are interesting.
Great job.
Yeah, yeah. And
beautiful
you can see
pictures.
the yellow headlights there. Air package, aero package with the air dam there,
and the Lambo doors.
Lambo doors.
So,
but I love the idea of the methanol injection. Your fuel economy is not going to be as good as with gas, but of course you can make some serious power, and the engines just love that stuff.
Hey, our next car is a 1936 Ford Woody, owned by Drew Hope of Coriopolis, Pennsylvania. And I have a personal liking to this car because I used to own it.
Oh, my goodness.
Drew purchased it for me and finished the restoration or the street rod, building it into the street rod. It's running a crate motor 350. All the woodwork and everything's been done by GIS Automotive up in Allison Park. The car's just a flat-out killer car. That's all there is to it. It's painted Boyd Coddington red. No expense was left on the table. This thing's first class all the way. Rides on air ride, TCI chassis, portage trimmed at all the interior and top, and just a killer car.
It's one thing to do body work. It's another thing with all that woodwork on these cars. I mean, just beautiful.
With knowing Drew, I got to meet Drew, and what a terrific guy he is. And he wouldn't do anything unless it was first class.
Exactly.
I saw this car up at the Autorama this past February up in Detroit, and he won an award with that too.
He did up at Detroit. That's the Super Bowl of car shows. And Drew also has a 37 Ford Cabriolet hot rod and an old 28 Model A Huckster truck, or box sedan truck, if you will, where his grandfather used to deliver potato chips in.
Check out that steering wheel, huh, Bobby?
Yeah, really cool 3-spoke wheel with the wood rim on it, and it's just very inviting. You just want to sit down and drive. Beautiful car.
Great deal.
We got a ton of beautiful cars and trucks to go through. We're going to move on to a 1966 Mercury Comet Cyclone GT, sent in by Alan Simmers. What a beautiful car. If you're a NASCAR fan, which they started racing, which I'm sure everybody's happy to see that. But these cars were the ultimate bodies for back in, the early 70s for NASCAR.
Yeah, I mean, the Wood Brothers Mercurys were always killer with Hallman and Moody power. And the Comets also have a great heritage on the drag strip. In fact, the very first flip-top fiberglass funny car was that body style on the screen right there, a 66 Mercury Comet. It was actually Mercury's idea to do the flip-top body, so they're the ones responsible for the funny car design that we still have today, which is awesome.
Both these cars are 4-speed cars. One with the original 390 GT, the ice blue one, and the other one with the beefed up 289 in it. Thank you, Alan and BJ Simmers, for sending that in to us. It's you have two beautiful Comets there.
Love it. Love those 289s. Next up, we have a 2001 Ford SVT Lightning. Now, these trucks are just loved by the Ford fans. A vehicle like this is kind of a sleeper because it looks kind of like an innocent half-ton pickup, but this one especially has been beefed up with a smaller pulley on the top and a bigger pulley on the bottom to give you even more boost. And so it's don't pull up to a stoplight next to Jim. Jim submitted this photos of this beautiful truck, and it makes 380 horsepower at the rear wheels, according to a dyno test. It's not just a guy saying, you know what, I have 380 horsepower. This is dyno tested, an SVT Lightning. And then the cool thing about a Lightning, too, is it's a very comfortable truck. You can drive it every day, but they're nice and quick.
Yeah, it's a sleeper. I said, don't get caught up on it if you get going to a red light, or just like in that one show with Street
Outlaws.
Street Outlaws, and
exactly.
And Farm Truck. This truck's a lot nicer looking than Farm Truck, but look at all the money that those two guys made with Farm Truck winning races.
Yeah, it has a MagnaFlow catback exhaust system too. So, I mean, you might be able to tell there's something under the hood by the sound of it, but it's a pretty innocent looking vehicle overall. But those in the know what a Lightning is. And there's a beautiful one. So, Jim, thanks so much for submitting that one. Great truck.
Okay, next up, 1971 Pontiac Gto, owned by Jerry Kerna of Cranberry Township. And
It was a lady, by the way.
she is.
Yes.
And many refer to her as the first lady of hot rodding in the area.
Yeah.
Jerry has, I can't even count the number of cars she has on one hand, but her tastes go from a restored GTO to a crazy Model A. It's being built right now to go on the hot rod circuit. She has a C10 truck, just all over the board. But this GTO has a 400 4-speed, rally wheels, factory, formula steering wheel, all the restoration, and this is a 100-point car. It was done by Hahn Restoration up in Zillionople. This car's won awards at the GTO clubs, the Pontiac Club, Good Guys, ISCA, and I guess most notably, she got to take it and was asked to bring it to Amelia Island and won. Just an outstanding car.
Yeah, we did have a 71 GTO here at MAXmotive a while back, and people flocked in to see this because this is the only year that looks the way this does. The 71 front end is just unique, and it has a lot of fans apparently because guys were calling about the car, but Jerry's car, as you can see there, has a really nice stance to it. It's kind of nose down attitude, and you got to love the colors, and it looks fantastic.
Bobby,
Great,
I don't know
car.
if you realize that those stripes, you know, many of those cars came with the orange and yellow stripes. The green was very rare, but those stripes on that car are factory.
Yeah, well, some people, we're finding out, still haven't heard of MAXmotive. It's a relatively new enterprise. And even though there's been such things as the Steel City Nationals at Heinz Field and the World of Wheels in Pittsburgh, at the convention center, there's still people who kind of wonder what we're doing. So we have MAXmotive.com, and we have a question here. Are there any classic Chevelles? Oh my gosh, do we have Chevelles,
yes.
Mike?
That's on our logo. Wait, it's on my shirt somewhere.
Yes, we have Chevelles. We have all kinds of Chevelles.
Man, they were hot. They're a hot item right now.
They're hot items, but we have everything from, the classic restored cars all the way up to radical resto mods and customs. One that kind of is close to my heart is the 69 SS396 convertible. It's the red car, big block automatic, because it's almost identical to my first car that my dad bought me after I graduated from high school.
Yeah, I think we all love that car.
Mm-hmm. We have some great big block Chevelles, 4-speeds, automatics, 65, 66, 70s. Check out the website. If you're a Chevelle fan, we've got a pretty good selection of those wonderful GM mid-size cars.
And they're being sold here every day.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to move on to a Chevelle, a 1969 Chevelle, brought to us by John. His Chevelle is that laser blue color. What a beautiful color that is. To me, in the Chevelle, that's probably, my opinion, one of the nicest colors to have. His Chevelle is a 350 10-bolt posi with the 411 rears. What do you think, Mike and Bobby?
I love it.
410 posi? Oh,
That's
yeah, baby.
68, 69 are my
There
favorite.
We just sold that one to gentleman, Brian, and one of his items were it had to have a posi rear end. And then we had calls on that brown Chevelle, and the gentleman from California who coaches for the Washington Wizards called. He was a day late, not $1 short, but a day late. And once he found out it had a posi rear end, he was really upset that he missed that
Now,
car.
what engine's in this one, Bobby?
That's got the 350.
The 350. So a 411 posi with the 350, that ought to take off real nice.
Yeah.
And a Chevelle. That's a good street brawler right there. It's got the rally wheels. Everything's original, chrome bumpers the way they should be, the SS hood. Nice car, 69.
Very nice car.
We also, now we'll go to a modern Chevy, the 2010 Camaro. You know, this is what we call modern muscle. And
Have you ever seen this car in person? I know you have because it's been.
Yeah.
He goes to more car shows than anybody.
it's an SSRS, so this one's
This is
loaded.
owned by Denny Schreiber of Cranberry Township.
Yeah, it's a cool car with it's got an airbrushed hood liner. So you're looking at that picture, you're wondering what that is. That's airbrush artwork. That's absolutely fabulous.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's fast looking at, and it's sitting still.
absolutely.
Yeah, he's done an excellent. This
Another
car's
guy with
won-
vertical doors. He's got the vertical doors, and custom exhaust, of course. And it sounds as good as it looks. So, but you know, obviously, one of the highlights is that airbrush work under the hood.
That's a great
And the whole
job, Denny.
car, a lot of LED work on this car, and just hundreds and hundreds of hours.
That just shows how much people have their love for their automobile, car, truck, whatever it may be. And this gives them a chance to showcase it, which they should be able to showcase it. I would be very proud to own any of these cars that were involved with this virtual car cruise here tonight.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I'd like to thank everybody for sending these cars into us, because it did take some effort to do that.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate the participation.
Well, here's a fun one. It's a 1962 Corvette owned by Bobby Piersick. And you talk about your love for cars. He's in the process right now of putting in new brake lines and disc brakes, I believe. But it's a really, really cool little red Corvette. And he apologized for not getting it back together on Saturday. But you'll see this one out all summer. It's just a really, really cool, straight little car.
Yeah, that's 62 Corvette. That's my favorite Corvette. We have one back here in the showroom. If anybody's on here watching us tonight, we have one available.
Yeah, this one's got a 327 4-speed and only has 67,000 miles. Hey, Nick, can we go live to somebody at this point? Okay, we'll wait.
All right,
we'll
well-
wait for Clarence to come back.
We'll move on to a 1955 Chevy 210. Another absolute unique car. This one is brought to us by Roy. We thank you, Roy. It has a 350 in it, 4-speed with 411 gears. That 55 210, as we all know, that's one of the classiest hot rods
I
out
love that
there.
car.
I mean, they've you see them from all bare bone classic to a resto mod, and we actually have them here also.
Absolutely. You know, it's one of those cars that I like to say anyone could love. You don't have to be a Chevy fan or a 55 Chevy fan or anything to want a car like this with a 350, 4-speed, 411, kind of lowered down a little bit, you know, and those American torque thrust wheels that everybody loves. They fit on anything. And look at that, you know, the Hurst shifter with the classic white ball, the triple gauges under the dash, the cool steering wheel. I mean, it almost reminds you of American Graffiti. It's just such a neat car. Even the pedals are detailed.
Look at the interior, the seating, absolutely awesome.
We have two, right? We have a red and a black one and a silver and a black one in inventory.
Yes, the red and the black one is a little bit more, not a resto mod, but done up more than the original classic look. And then we have a red and a white one.
Okay.
Red and white. It's a beautiful. If you have time, go on her website and check her out.
We have a question here on our YouTube audience. You can submit questions to us. And one person said they missed the beginning and didn't know how we're getting these photos. People can submit photos of their cars, they submit descriptions, and that's what the virtual car cruise is, that we have the cars sent to us. These aren't our cars. These are viewers'
Your
vehicles.
cars.
Viewers' vehicles.
Just
And,
like a regular car cruise. It's
yeah,
your,
yeah. So
but it's online.
we can check them out. So speaking of checking out, here's one of my favorites, a 1970 Cuda. The Cuda. Oh, yeah, babe. This one is a 440 plus 6. Now, in the Dodge world, we say 440 6-pack. But in Plymouth parlance, you say plus 6. Any way you slice it, it's three Holly carburetors on the top. This one's got the shaker hood. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. It's got the rally wheels, the hockey stick stripes that everybody loves to call out the 440. And, otherwise, kind of a not messed with car. Original, matching numbers, 440 plus 6 Cuda. This is something to, a very desirable car. I mean, you've seen those go for 6 figures at Barrett-Jackson, at Mecum, other places. This is a beauty.
It sure is.
I love the color, the
Beautiful.
metallic color. It's well optioned. That's also another desirable thing. Anytime you see a shaker hood scoop, it usually is a giveaway that people checked off a lot of the option boxes, including, you can see the rally wheels there, the fog lights or driving lights under the bumper. When you start seeing those, you know that as a Mopar, it's pretty well optioned. And so, people, I just have to bring up real quick, though. People wonder,
we know we
have all
can't
these-
get you to stop talking about Mopars.
Yeah, that's right. So you got to take time out. People say, well, how can I afford a car like this? And by golly, we got financing.
Absolutely.
We do have financing.
And it's all based on the car and your credit score, but it's much, much easier than you think. And any questions, you can look on our website, or we can put you in touch with Viviana, and she'll be more than happy to help you out.
Well, what's cool about classic car financing is it's not just an old car. There are values associated with
Correct.
a classic vehicle,
they're
and something like
specialty.
this Cuda, for example.
Yeah, that's
We've
their
got clearance,
specialty.
don't we have clearance?
We have Clarence
We have
live on
Clarence.
We're going to go to Clarence's garage now. He's Clarence is Clarence Perkins, and he's been a hero of mine since I was a kid. A little background story. I was a kid growing up, messing with cars and back and forth. And Clarence is probably 10 years older than me, and he was always the cool guy. He had the '68 Cadillac convertible, and he was the guy going out to clubs. And when we were too young, but Clarence has been just a dear, dear, dear friend. And he's building a 30 Model A, I believe. Very nice.
Yeah, Mike, it's a 1930 Model A.
There you go. Come
There's
on,
Clarence.
Clarence.
Hi,
Come on
Clarence.
in.
We just sold one of those 30
We
Model
did.
A's.
What you're
Clarence,
seeing
turn
right
your
now
phone
is
the
a
other
completely
way.
rolling
Turn it
chassis
landscape.
with a 61 Caddy engine. If you see the very rare headlights I have,
Clarence, turn your phone sideways, and it'll get a bigger picture.
oh, is that better?
Okay, never mind.
You're breaking up a little bit, but anyway, 1961 Cadillac engine, fully rebuilt, very rare intake manifold, Edmunds 2x2 intake manifold,
Wow.
cloth,
Really nice
spark
car.
plug wire, totally rebuilt 700 R4 tranny,
Who's doing the body and paint work on that
Ford
car,
9
Clarence? It
inch.
looks pretty good.
And the thing about this is a 30 Model A that's going to ride on the 32 frame. And the way it's set up, the gas tank sits out back of the Model A, just like a 32 would. And I'll show you a little bit about the car. This is a 30 two-door sedan, where this is maybe the one and only one in the country with a split window in the rear window, custom split window. I guarantee you'd probably never see another Model A with a split window. Body's been chopped 3 inches. Custom dashboard that I'm building. It'll take a Stuart Warner Hollywood gauge panel. And let me walk around to the front. I grafted in a 32 firewall. And if you notice the cowl where the gas tank opening was, that's a 33 Pontiac cowl vent.
Very cool.
I used the 33 Pontiac cowl vent because it has a narrow profile. I thought the 32 cowl vent may be a little bit too big and too out of proportion for the smaller Model A cowl. So I used the 32 Pontiac.
Hey, Clarence,
And
can you hear us?
I can hear you, but you're breaking up.
Okay, if you can, how much time have you have involved with this car so far?
I'm sorry, I couldn't make out what you were saying. You're breaking up.
Okay, how much time have you had involved with building your car so far?
I probably lost track of time 3 years ago.
Wow.
But
That just gives you an
everything's
idea,
been hand
everybody, how long it
fabricated.
takes.
One thing I wanted to show you about the roof, if you look at the roof line, the normal Model A comes straight down and makes a 90 and goes across. I grafted this roof line to replicate a 32 with the radius corners. And
Very
all the drip rails are molded in, not just molded, but they're welded in along with the welded in visor.
Very
All
cool.
new wood. And I also created a custom bulkhead panel above the dash. Now just bear with me for a minute. That bulkhead panel is all hand fabricated out of steel. And I just didn't like the way Model A's were out of the factory, that bulkhead. It was just too square. It had no definition. And I just didn't like it. So I created my own bulkhead and blended it into the radius corners.
Very cool. Clarence, I think we're losing you there, buddy, but we'll check back in with you maybe next show to see how your progress is.
Yeah, I would like to see that car.
Who's going to paint that car, Clarence?
We got one of our good old buddies who's going to try to knock it out for us.
Who would that be?
Mr. Joe Ducey.
Oh,
Best
oh,
painter
Joe
this side of
Douche.
Mississippi.
Hey, what's
Deuce.
cooking?
Absolutely.
Spazoid.
Anybody who has an interest in a Model A, just so happen to be, we have a 1928 sitting back there for sale.
Yep.
So check her out if you're interested.
Thanks, Clarence.
All right, now we're gonna move
Hey,
on to.
You want one? Or go ahead, you take one, Bobby.
Yeah. Here's a one of my favorites. I'm a pickup truck man here, especially
Pickup man.
especially this Chevy C10s. This 1970 C10 step side brought to us by Leonard. Frame off, restored. He added vintage air, Ride Tech air ride. Added a 383 stroker motor in this puppy, and the orange on this. Besides the step side and well, nobody knows what's under the hood unless you open it. But then that beautiful paint job on it.
Very cool.
Like the way that one sits. Custom grill, nice and low.
And I like to see a step side too.
They don't
Yeah.
last here in the showroom.
No. Hey, next up we got one of my favorites. 1939 Ford sedan delivery, owned by Harold and Rhea Schrader. Harold and Rhea are the American dream. They've worked hard all their lives. They now live at the beach in New Jersey. And Harold restores and builds cars. He's had multiple Riddler Grade 8 contenders, and this one's competed in 2018 at Detroit Autorama for the Grade 8. He was a finalist. He also was a finalist at the Steel City Awards here in Pittsburgh, and he was a Select 6. He was also in line for the Legend Cup in Chicago. At SEMA, this car has been at SEMA and for the Summit Gold Cup, and just to name a few. He did, just as a note, this car is so perfect. He finished as the 2019 ISCA second place vehicle. And what that means is, of all the car shows across the country, this car came in second place. It's just a wonderful tribute, and they're great people, and just he put so much work into this sedan delivery, and they're very proud of it.
Yeah, I personally got to see this this car at a few shows. What a fantastic job they did, and not only the beauty of this car, it's the husband and wife of what effort they go in their travel, and when they set up they're a team, and they really put all 100% into their showing of this car.
Great job.
They deserve a lot of credit with this.
They sure do. What else we got, guys?
Well, and I have to talk about, we talk about MAXmotive, we talk about inventory, we talk about consignments, but one thing we didn't mention is the Maxwell family collection.
That is true.
I mean, that is an outstanding collection of cars, and it's becoming known all over the country. The Maxwell family, we have Bobby Maxwell here, has gained a reputation as a discerning collector. And, we see cars like those Riddler Award winners. The Maxwell family has been known to go to car shows like that and purchase those cars on the spot and add them to the collection. And so right now, if you go to the MAXmotive website, you can click on the collection and you can see some exclusive vehicles. However, doesn't mean they're off limits. It doesn't mean that they're not able to be purchased. It just means that it's an elite group of cars and trucks, and some of those include Boyd Coddington stuff. We have Boyd Coddington, Carroll Shelby. We have cars with less than 1 mile on them that Boyd Coddington built, and
how about all the Fast and Furious?
Fast and Furious movie cars, Starsky and Hutch. I love the Fast and Furious stuff.
Yeah, like Bobby said, they are, even though they're not on our regular inventory, but we have sold out of the collection, and it sparks, that puts a little glitter in my brother's eye that I've got to fill that space out, and he's already looking, to replace it. So he gets a enjoyment out of that.
So they're building right now, in the process of building a display for the collection that people will be able to view, and that's in progress right now, the way I understand.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't even been there myself, but that's going to be a great thing.
Hey, tell us about that Riviera. What
We've
you got there?
We've got one of our buddies, Luke. Luke has a '69 Buick Riviera, and Buicks are special to me because my grandfather always had Buicks. Every few years he'd get a brand new Buick, and he would talk about the Buicks. He always looked up to the Wildcats, and the Riviera was just something that was just on the top tier. You never went near it. But this one is Luke's '69, numbers matching, 430, and it's one of those cars that people love because it wasn't something that somebody built to resell or anything of that nature. It's just a car that's been well taken care of for many years, and you end up, as the years go by, with a very desirable classic. And now the car is to the point where he can park it at a show and gather a crowd. He's got these beautiful spoke wheel covers. Yeah, the metallic green is outstanding on the car, matching green interior. And, of course, we all love that 430 engine. It's got tons of bottom end.
Not only just a luxury car, it's a luxury sports car.
Plus, Luke is just one heck of a guy.
He's one heck of a guy. And we had to kind of twist his arm a little bit to bring the car out and to a couple of his shows. He was so modest about it, but then it started to get some great response, and
he hits all the shows now.
Beautiful car, '69 Riviera.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to this 2013 Chevy Camaro RS, brought to us by Brent. It's growing up and collecting Matchbox cars and Hot Wheels. Now, this is a Hot Wheels special edition Camaro. Look at the paint job underneath the hood.
Love that.
Very cool.
Hot Wheels. How many Hot Wheels did you have when you were a kid?
Any young person would love to have that car when they got older and started driving, wouldn't they?
Hey, got a shout out to Jason Wiles, who's joined us on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, Jason. And by the way, if you're looking on YouTube and you have a question or you have a comment,
shoot them out to us.
Shoot them. We'll try to answer that question before we're done here.
Hey, before we wrap up, I got another Buick here.
A Buick.
A 72 Buick Skylark.
Wow.
Beautiful crystal blue. This is sent to us by friends of ours, Chris and Susan. Just a really nice straight old Buick. 350 motor, 204R transmission. Just really an outstanding car. Rally wheels, or the white top on it. Just hope to see that car at some of the events this summer.
True classic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Buick, had their foray into the muscle car scene, and boy, they really made some noise with these Skylarks and GSs, and that look right there is what, to me, was one of the pinnacles of Buick styling. Great body style, and of course, the Buick engines, like I said, with that bottom end torque, they made good drag cars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bobby, let's do maybe one or two more.
Well, I got a 23 T Roadster that's built by Paul, his owner, the car's owner. 350 Chevy small block, Summit heads, and they're the 202 heads. And look at this thing with the cool scoop on there, and big fat tires in the back. A good hot rod color. It's got an Extreme Energy 268 cam in it, roller rockers, Edelbrock tunnel ram intake. And when you have that tunnel ram, you got to show it off, and that's what he's doing with the scoop. Twin Holly carbs and sprint car type headers look great on a T-bucket like that. It's got the turbo 350 automatic with a stall converter. So, you step on the gas. These cars aren't very heavy at all. This thing's going to take off. It's got a 57 Chevy rear end with 373 gears. That's a nice gear ratio for the street, but it also has some really good acceleration off the line.
Strap yourself in and hold on.
That's it, man. Hold on.
It's painted the perfect color, too. They all got to be purple. Matter of fact, we have a purple one.
Yes,
we do. Four-wheel disc brakes. It's called the suicide front suspension, Mike. What's the suicide front suspension?
I read that, and I'm at a loss for that one.
Okay, if any of our viewers know what a suicide front suspension is, that's the question of the day. Oh, there's Jason Wiles' car, the Mustang down there. The white Mustang in the middle and the bottom of
very nice. Yeah. Love those Fox bodies.
Yes, absolutely. This car was lovingly put together, and Jason isn't afraid to drive it. In fact, I've been side by side with him at Quaker City a couple of times. And so,
very nice.
Yeah, beautiful car, built in his garage. There's a young man who does a great job, and he's got a couple Mustangs, but this one is one of my favorites. And
very nice car.
Yeah.
What do you have down there, Mike?
And last but not least, and before we get to the last car here, if we did not get to your car tonight, we will try and get to it in future shows. We try and pack as many as we can in. But 4 or 5 submitted within the last hour. Exactly. So
it's not like.
But they are
not like they're critiqued. They're all beautiful.
They're all,
every one of them is in there.
And they'll all be up on the site. Go on MAXmotive.com to check them all out. And last and very not least is a 74 D Tombaso Pantera, painted in just a beautiful purple, and it was submitted by our friend Jerry. And little known fact that Jerry just did a 73 for us in Lamborghini orange, and it immediately went into the Maxwell family collection. But you can see that one on our website also. But he just built some outstanding cars.
He takes pride in his work, and he takes his time, but everything comes out perfect.
But I like the weld wheels on there. That's a really good touch. Those are forged aluminum wheels. They're lightweight, but they look fabulous on the Pantera. And, it's one of those functional things that people add to the car. And you don't see those type of wheels on the sports car that often, but it's
Look how
really
it's done
neat.
under the hood, how we detailed everything.
Yeah, the hood's in the back on these cars, and the transmission, transaxle. Look at that. Yeah, if you like to work on transmissions, these are great cars because, man, you can get to the whole thing. Just open
Right
up
there.
that hatch and boom, there's the transmission. The Pantera was one of the ultimate offerings by Ford Motor Company back in those days, and they were offered at Lincoln Mercury dealers. And sometimes it was confusing to people who were coming in to look at a
Sure.
town car to see the Pantera sitting there, but
Yeah.
there it was. Awesome vehicles.
But hey, honestly, you know, if you haven't been to MAXmotive, come on out and see our showroom. There's some beautiful, beautiful cars, and you know, we joke around a lot with people and say it's a blessing that we actually get a paycheck to come out here every day. But it's like no other place you will find. Just great cars, great people. The Maxwell family is 100%.
It's easy to get to. We're right off, if you got to travel the Pennsylvania Turnpike, right off exit 48. Or if you're traveling up through the city of Pittsburgh, go up 28 North. We're at the Harmerville exit. Just follow the river. We're right along the Allegheny River. We are open. So come on up, visit us.
Thanks everybody for viewing, and hopefully we'll do this again.
Thanks to Josh and Tristan and some of the other people that have chimed in on YouTube. And we'll be
I think we have another comment there.
We have a comment. These are really, really tiny on here. So
Your vision went overnight.
so, just says hello, and I sent pictures in, and we thank you for that. So
With that, we'd like to thank everybody, and please visit us again. Check our website out. And when do you think we're having another one of these? We'll let everybody know.
We'll try. We'll put it out there.
we'll put it out there with, this is experimental. We thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't seen MAXmotive.com, check it out. Check out our Facebook page, and you can interact with us that way too.
Check us out on YouTube, Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah.
All the social media sites. But thanks for tuning in. We had a blast.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.